Winston Churchill famously declared that war would involve blood, toil, tears, and sweat. To this list, other soldiers have added vomit, feces, brains, the guts of friends, eyeballs, dead animals. The list of the ingredients of the battlefield is a long and horrific one. All this is to say that the soldier's experience of battle is extremely physically uncomfortable. That may sound silly, but it is important to appreciate just the level of physical discomfort, even above the fear, even above the pain. First of all, sleep deprivation for months at a time is very, very common. It is very typical for soldiers to go into a battle not having slept, certainly not having gotten 8 hours of sleep on a daily basis for a long, long time. Just to give you an indication, a trick during World War I and World War II, in order to stay awake, soldiers would take just a little bit of tobacco off a cigarette and put it into their eyelids as a way of just maintaining some kind of alertness, some kind of wakefulness. Moreover, soldiers tend to be carrying huge physical weights. This is the standard for a British soldier in World War II. Today, American soldiers who were fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan would be carrying roughly about 130 pounds, including the armor plate and all their equipment. So again, now I want you to imagine you have not slept for quite a while. Moreover, you are in this very fearful situation, and on top of this, you are carrying 100, 130, 140 pounds. In fact, American GIs were carrying about 130 pounds as they go through the surf and trying to land on the beaches. Moreover, the battlefield is characterized by poor physical hygiene and the accompanying shame. Those of you who might have gone 3, 4, 5, 6 days without a bath know that after a while there is a sense of inner revulsion, especially if you have been socialized to be clean, to all of a sudden to be constantly unclean. A sense of shame from feeling that one smells, that one doesn't feel right. Especially this is also true because privacy is not available. So things like physical functions, which again we have been socialized to think of as individual and private, have to occur in public, and they might not be a way of cleaning up afterwards. Moreover, the quality and quantity of food really declines as you get closer to the front lines. The kinds of food that may be available, a simple hot cup of tea might be a treat. A little piece of chocolate, a little bit of candy. American soldiers today consume MREs, meals ready to eat. And these are always accompanied by a small bottle of Tabasco. Why? Because the taste is so awful that the only way to make them palatable is to put enough Tabasco in there again to make it a little bit give it a little bit of pleasant flavor. So here we are. You are surrounded by blood, sweat, tears, feces, vomit, smoke, screams. You're hungry, you're exhausted, and yet you have to carry out these very complicated tasks. These tasks on which your life might depend and the lives of others. Is it any surprise then that drugs have played such a classic role in battle? Most recently, in the last 100 years or so, tobacco has become central for battle. The idea of having both the physical rush of the nicotine, but I also suspect partly that ability of a cigarette to give you a sense of private space. Here we have a Wehrmacht soldier in Stalingrad. Imagine being surrounded by the horror of Stalingrad, by the chaos of Stalingrad, and yet here you can take the pause that refreshes, as you will. You can create a space around yourself. You can anesthetize yourself for a few minutes. And of course, if that is enough, alcohol, heroin, drugs, any kind of drug, or particularly coffee, serves to, again, bring back a sense of joy, give back a sense of humanity in an experience that is characteristically inhumane.